happens. All right, welcome in. Welcome. This is our I Love AI community call, a chance to do Q&A. Sometimes people are a little shy, so don't come ready to do Q&A with me. So instead, I ask every member when they join the I Love AI community, I ask every member what they most are interested in learning about in AI. And this is a free community. Anyone can join. And as a result of that, we do a live Zoom call where you can ask your questions live. But many times, I'll admit I do a bit of talking, but we do open up for Q&A, and we also break out into small groups and talk about a question that maybe comes up. But I actually have four. I'll see if I can get to all four. But I went back and looked at the last four members that joined the community, and I'll get to all of you eventually. But I went to the last four members that joined this week, and I grabbed their questions, and I figured that would be a fun way for us to join today. Hopefully, this is all working. I'm going to hit approve. There we go. So I am using a brand new tool for broadcasting today called Ecamm. So hopefully y'all will enjoy it. You can see the little banner above. That's kind of neat. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep up with all of it, but it also could be distracting. So I can get rid of it. And wait, oh yeah, I wanted to add something to my lamp. There we go. There, now it's a little AI leadership vibe. So this is how I have fun, everyone. But I thought that would be fun, right? So if you all have questions, of course, the best thing you can do, I'm keeping an eye on it. There's also a really cool feature. So I want you to try this out right now inside of Zoom. If you click on React, there is a new floating reaction. So I'm going to click on the heart and show you how it works. Do you see that? Oh, it doesn't show on my screen. Yeah, there you go. So that's kind of neat. I like it. It doesn't show on my screen though. I wonder why. Let me see. Let me go click to resume. I don't know what that means. I'm going to click to resume. Oh gosh, I'm worried. No, I'm not doing it. Anyway, but it's pretty neat. So now y'all know. So you can see maybe you don't want to be associated with the celebratory emoji that you choose. But let me try these. Send with effect. What does that do? Oh, I see. In my little picture, there's a bunch of rockets. Okay, I see it. So play around with them. It's a great way. I mean, you all, of course, have the ability to unmute on the Zoom call and hang out with us. But Zoom launched a new reaction feature that attaches your name to your reaction, which is kind of nice. I was just on what? I just heard a really fun sound. There we go. So anyway, it's cool. I like it. So know that this is available. What? I'm liking that, Dahlia. See, if I could see you, it's like all over your screen. Okay, cool. So it makes me feel like, in this case, it's a little different because we actually are just having a real call. We could talk to each other directly. But when you're on these Zooms, I find it super nice to be able to give feedback to the person, I'm usually one of the only ones who's like, heart, or clap, 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 clap. But I'll tell you, it means a lot to people, I think, when they feel like they're not alone and people are actually resonating with things that they're saying. So I try to be an active listener and use these emojis. Cool, exactly, Sherry. That's right. All right, cool. So I'm actually going to click this button because it says click to resume. I don't know what that means. All right, there we go. Okay, so it says I'm live. I don't know what that means. So maybe I have to start over. Oh, all right. So click here when live. Oh, what? It also shows me like all the numbers of claps and emojis that I got. So that's pretty cool. Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us. Happy Thursday. This is a little unique because tomorrow is my husband's birthday. And I try to, now granted, I have 6 kids, my husband and my dad. So it's not like I can take off every day because that's like a whole week over here. But I try to. So for every birthday, we make it a big deal, a big celebration. This time, though, it's coupled with our summer vacation. And so we are leaving tomorrow for a trip, and we're super excited. We're going off the grid as much as possible for the next few days until the Monday. And so I'm really excited for it, but we won't be here tomorrow. So I wanted to do this call today and let you know some of the fun things that I've been working on this week, but also give you some insight into the way that I do things. So as I mentioned before, we've got, I don't know, something like 45 new members or something this week. Of the I Love AI community, and every one of them had to answer a question to become a member. And I will tell you, I'm very selective about who gets to be a member of our community. It's free, but still very selective because I'm interested in actually teaching people who want to learn. I don't want to necessarily create a bunch of spam and messaging. And so I'm looking for a community of people that want to create a safe space for asking questions. It may be a space that we don't necessarily have at work, or we, isn't nearly as fun by ourselves, but definitely a curated community. We have done a really great job. We have over 1,700 members, and we have a high rate of engagement, but more importantly, a lot of people just stick around to be connected with 1,700 people that are really nice people that are learning this technology all across the board. We have executives to young kids that are 12, 15 years old. We also have people that are in transition in their career, but we also have people that are starting their own companies. We have, of course, people like me that already have their own company that's pretty successful. We also have those who are hiring in companies. So it's such a wide range, and it's really beautiful to see us all come together. And that's why every week I try to get on a call like this and just meet with you all. So it's really fun to be able to do that. One thing that I do want to do with you is, like I said, for people, well, everyone has to answer this question. What are you trying to learn? What is your biggest interest? And I just grabbed the last four. I got this idea, 5 minutes before we started the call. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go grab these questions. Because oftentimes I'm like, anyone have any questions? And we're like, I don't know. Some people are too shy to say that they do, or maybe they just, don't have a specific one and they just want to hang out. So I decided I'm going to talk about four things today that are directly correlated to our newest members. So the first one, the latest member, is Sophie. And Sophie wanted to understand, and actually I have to kind of clarify her question because she asked about agent groups. I want to learn about agent groups. And what I'm hoping she meant was agent swarms, which is the same thing, but that's a term that's often used by like OpenAI and the Anthropic to represent these collections of agents. Swarms. I mean, that sounds kind of Black Mirror-y. I don't know if I like it. I might like agent groups instead. But how do you create a collection of agents? And I will share with you, we actually have a workshop at the AI Leadership Institute where we help organizations build what's called the agentic organizational blueprint. And what we're seeing is a lot of companies, specifically more advanced companies, more companies that are a little further along in their adoption curve in AI, they are thinking about agents in collaboration and cooperation with the humans in their company. And they're starting kind of directors and above. And I saw this happen actually a couple years ago when we actually did it with Microsoft Copilot, is that the first users of Copilot in the company that I was working in, the first users were executives. But and it didn't go very well, to be frank, right? Or candid. It wasn't a very successful launch. But the reason for that is because I think we thought 2 years ago ChatGPT was easy to use and Copilot would be easy. We could just give someone a Copilot and they would magically be able to get good results. Well, as a result of that and several other projects that just didn't go the way I expected them to, I realized that anytime you're building agents or building AI systems, you do have to train people on how to communicate to machines. Number one, we're not great at communicating to each other, but we're even less good typically at talking with the level of clarity that machines require to deliver good outcomes. And unless you're like me, I'm a pet owner. I take care of my dad. I have 6 kids, so I have lots of patience. I mean, I'm a special needs mom. I can do something 1,000 times before I get frustrated. But not everyone's like that. And so in that scenario, we really do need to be a bit prescriptive to people on how do you get the best outcome from a model. And a couple years ago, we invented the term prompt engineering to hopefully encourage people to realize this isn't just a nascent skill that you just happen into a chat, an LLM and just start texting to it and it'll give you good results. That there is an engineering aspect. There is a process to doing that successfully. Now, granted, that process has gotten even simpler as the models have matured, but that process is still necessary. So I'm going to share that with you as a result of Sophie's question, because it is the first step to creating collective agents. But specifically to these swarms, what I'm seeing be very successful right now in companies is this idea of looking at executives, VPs, maybe directors and above, and creating a specific, very specific agent for those roles, one to one. So you're literally going to create Venn diagram like this agentic organization, an organization of agents that mirror and complement and amplify the roles of humans on the other side. And this speaks to another really important point, is how important human resources is in this new equation, right? Because ideally, human resources, they're the ones who do the hiring, they're the ones who know the value of the humans that are in the company. They know we now hopefully will be freeing up some human resources time with some of these process automation tools that we've been implementing over the last few years. That time can now be spent on understanding the humans that work for us, what their highest value opportunity is, and how do we create agents that amplify that value, right? And so we're even starting to see this in some of the big consulting companies, where they're partnering HR with technology side by side, because HR is going to inform the technology organization on what agents to build, how to build them to complement the humans that are doing the work. Now, again, it's new, or I should say it's pretty early, but I'm already seeing organizations invest in this. And so from that perspective, I'm now going to pivot to maybe, I don't know, maybe the most important part of that question, how to manage or build AI agent groups or swarms, is that when you're thinking about them like this, you now have this org chart, right? You have from the CEO to the SVP or senior managing director to the managing directors to the directors, right? Every one of them has an agent to help out that individual to do their job and meet their OKRs or meet their, the ambitious goals that they have for the year. Now what happens, right? I've got this whole tree of agents. How do I manage them? Now, this is a whole class. We have an entire class on Maven, called Agentic AI, that talks about design patterns for building out this ecosystem. The same design patterns we talk about in our blueprint workshop that we do with companies. But just to give you a sense, or at least to warn you, that it's not just building a bunch of agents and asking them to talk to each other, that there is a bit of specialization that's required when it comes to security. How are those agents going to exist inside the company's IT ecosystem, right? Will they sit in a zero trust infrastructure? Will we treat them as employees, or will we treat them as contractors and have what we call, when we build security architectures, we usually call it least privilege, right? We want to make sure that you get the least amount of privilege possible to do the job you need. And these agents are going to need to sit in that kind of zero trust, least privilege architecture, because they're LLMs, right? They're not humans. They're not employees. And the most important thing I think also in that is that they should have their own domain, right? I should know when I'm talking to a machine versus talking to a human, and it should be very clear. And the clearest way to do that is to identify it in the domain and naming conventions we use to assign them resources. So these are just a couple of hints as to how to do this. But of course, as I mentioned, we have an entire class on this, on agentic AI and agentic design patterns and how to build agent swarms and introduction to MCP. So if you're interested in that, actually, it's probably a good segue. Today is the last day of our 60% discount, celebrating our 10th anniversary as AI Leadership Institute. That was July. We hit our 10th anniversary. I am shocked I made it this far so many times. I'm a shiny button squirrel kind of person. And so, so many times I kind of give up on things if I get bored with it. But this concept of teaching people to lead in the age of AI, it's stuck ever since my first days at Amazon Alexa, through my time at Microsoft, through my time at National Public Radio. I just realized that this skill set is critical, and it's become more important now than it ever has been. But yeah, we did 10 years of this fun. And so we have a 60% discount happening right now. You can join very easily by just going to noelle.ai, noelle.ai, and you can get access to it, and it's super fun. So I hope you'll join all of us there. That being said, there's a lot more detail to that, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of interesting answers to that question. The next question I have is from Jay, and it's a little bit more fun. Not fun. I mean, agentic solutions are fun. What's up? Oh, yay, good. I'm so glad you made it in. Today's last day. Tell your friends. But Jay had a question on content creation, and I thought I would share with you how I use AI to help me build content leveraging content I've already created. So here's a tip for those of you who are building a social media presence. And I would encourage you as a AI solution architect, it is your job to get known in the world, for people to see your name, Google your name, ChatGPT your name, and actually be able to find you. And it's better if you describe to those models what they need to show, as opposed to you let the models find it itself. As many of you know, they sometimes will hallucinate, usually in our favor though, right? Like sometimes it'll attribute, degrees from Harvard or Stanford. I talk about Stanford a lot. So oftentimes ChatGPT will hallucinate that I got a degree from Stanford, where I did get a certificate from Stanford, but I did not go there long enough to get a degree. But that's, complimentary. And I hope people come and just ask me about that. But I prefer the truth. And so I do make a deliberate effort of educating these algorithms on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Google, on who I am and what I do and what the real credentials I have to support the work that I do. But I'm going to test something out, and y'all have to just let me know if you can see this. All right, I'm going to hit click to start. Tell me if you can see it. Let me open up my chat. I can't see you all. Where's my chat? There it is. There it is. Awesome. Hi, Sandrine. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long, Sandrine. Hello. Good to see you. It's because we haven't taught a class again yet, but it's coming. So I look forward to hanging out with you more. All right. Can you all see my screen?
No, it's black.
If you can you see anything like that looks like, oh, wait for it. Oh, did you see? That was like okay, hold on. Hold on. I have to like figure this out. I don't want it to be my camera. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I got that. Let's see here. Camera. Let's flip it around. I'm gonna unplug it and plug it back in. I'm testing it out, Nothing like testing it live. All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's my camera. Oh, hello. Hi, Tara.
Hi.
All right, let me disconnect this. I don't know if that's gonna work. I want it to actually disconnect. All right, I don't want it to be a camera. I want to show I don't know how to do it. Oh well, let me see. I'm gonna try one more time. Let's see here. What is that? That's a movie. There's all these cool features. All right, so, oh, I wonder. I don't know how to do it. Oh well, I tried. Let me try one more time to go to source, share screen, and see if it lets me. Oh, that's my real screen. Can you see my screen share at least? I'm looking at
Something.
like people to tell
Partial
me. Can you
trees,
see
your
my
question and
like bunches of
answer.
people? I don't see anyone on camera. Except for Tara. Can you see my screen? It should show just
Sorta.
like a
It's
little.
sorta there.
You have to show me a thumbs up or something.
Oh, I'm talking. You can't hear me?
All right, let's see here. I can hear myself. There we go. Seems to be working. All right, cool. All right, I see thumbs up. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. So let's see if I can now. I'm gonna try and oh yeah. Okay, I've got an idea. This is crazy technology. I'm gonna try and screen mirror now and see if I can mirror my phone. Here it is. Let's see. I don't know if this is gonna work. MacBook Pro. Uh-oh. Oh dear. All right, someone has to come off mute because I can't see nothing. Can you see my thing right now? Can you see my phone?
Can you hear us?
Are you allowed to come off mute? You should be able to. I can't see nothing. All right, let me see if I can maybe add more things. Odyssey. Oh, there we go. Oh no, it just moved it. Can you see it? I can't hear nobody. Why can't I hear anybody? Ah. All right, let me escape out of this. I can always go back. Stop mirroring. Oh, you could see it. Okay, I'm going back. I'm going back in. All right, here we go. All right, we're good. We're good. Y'all are very quiet. Okay, here we go. Hold on, screen mirroring coming. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how I create content very quickly. Oh yeah, I can't hear you. Okay, so hold on. Let me fix this because I thought I fixed it when I was earlier, but maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, it's broken. Okay, my bad. Okay, so speaker. Now I can hear you all. Hi. Okay,
Hi.
I can hear you now. Sorry. Okay. My microphone became my speaker again. So let's see if this works. So as soon as I start sharing, you'll have to let me know. But it should be fun. Screen share. Let's see. Mirroring. There it is. This is going to be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's try it. All right. So you can see my phone right now?
So it's a black screen, and in the middle is
Yeah, it's my phone.
question and answer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. Okay, so hopefully, like, do you see right now a bunch of little circles? Let me go.
No, it
No.
just says question and answer. It's your
Oh, oh,
add to
oh,
calendar
maybe that.
thing.
Oh, I see. No, that's not the right thing. All right, hold on. That was worth a try. It was worth a try. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, then I'm gonna go back to my camera and see if maybe I can share it here. I'm gonna try one more time. I don't know how this works. Oh, that's in a different camera. But that's nice, right? Like, look. Oh, oh. Noel's having too much fun. All right, let me see. One more thing. I'm just gonna try it. I thought it was screen mirroring from here, but I don't think it's gonna work. You would let me know. Nope, you can't see it. All right, that's all right. No problem. So what I'm gonna do instead is talk you through it, and I'll maybe show it to you like this. So basically, what I do now is, and I started saying this in alignment with, and again, remember, this is Jay's question. He wanted to know, how do I create content? The number one thing you can do is start having conversations with other people like we're doing here. Like, do a lot, LinkedIn Live, do a podcast, just invite people to hop on a Zoom and record the Zoom. Create content just by having conversations if that's easy for you. If it's not, you can create content using words and ChatGPT. But video is kind of nice because you can just have a conversation with somebody. And the best thing you can do is have someone else bring content to you, right? So contact other people and be like, hey, I love your ideas on this topic. Would you like to have a conversation with me? Here's the cool thing is you can, of course, say, hey, I'm going to put it on my podcast. And let me go ahead and I'll share my screen now. Let me go and change my window. There we go. And if you go to like I'm just going to go to YouTube so you can see, oh goodness, you could see my channel. Don't judge me. This is not all mine. Google does its own thing with YouTube, but I'm gonna go to view my channel and then you'll see more more things that are like me. All right. So when you are publishing content, you'll notice here there is a section on YouTube where you could just publish a podcast. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need a podcast recorder. It literally is just you record it on Zoom and upload it as a video and tag it as a podcast. But the benefit of that is that if somebody types in podcast with Noel or podcast on AI into Google search or Google AI mode or Gemini, your podcast that you did not professionally publish will show up for you. Now, the reason I say that is that this becomes the heart of most of my content. So some of you know I like to use HeyGen, but you can use a lot of other services to do this. Opus Day is one of them. I'm going to try and log into this HeyGen service. Hopefully it will not like ask me to authenticate a bunch. Oh, that's not the right name. I always do this. Like I always forget which username I used. So let's try it. Oh boy, let me go to Google. I don't remember. I think it was Noel AI. I can't remember. I'm gonna try Noel Russell. It's thinking. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. All right, this is the right one. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you what I use all the time, which is what would be, it's called Labs from, I don't even see it in here. This is a weird view for me. So let me, they've changed this. Instant highlights. There it is. What? It's out of Labs and now available for public view and public view capability. So great. So I use instant highlights and you'll see what I do is I go in and I will take any piece of content that I've created with someone else on a podcast. So let's say I just go in and I say, Noel Russell. I'll just say Noel Russell and see what happens. Did I do it right? Oh, I don't want my Google. What? Noel Russell. Oh, I see. Do you see it turned into Gmail? I don't want that. I just want like, let's do this one. Oh, that's my website. My goodness. I just want google.com for goodness sakes. This is what's happening to search today. There we go. There we go. Noel Russell. And the more I share my, content with people. Look, I have a nice little Google panel. Thank you. What? I'm in Google Books. Yes. So awesome. Okay. But now I'm going to go over to videos. And I'm just going to look like here. I have this is my talk at South by Southwest last year. I'll be back again this year. This is in Sydney, Australia. This is a horrible interview. You might want to go check it out. It was horrible. I was not myself that day. Um, and as it will, this is, I don't even know what this is. Humans in AI. I don't know. Let's look at it.
I think AI
look
will
how cute I
change
am.
the future of work for so many people.
Okay, cool. I could have used some lip gloss, but that's okay. So I'm going to go in. Oh, look, 21 people liked it. That's kind of nice. So I'm going to just go in and choose share. I'm going to grab this. Now, granted, it's only 50 seconds. I feel like there was a longer interview that was done. I guess not. So it's only 50 seconds. So this isn't a good example, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So I take any video that someone else has made of me, and I go into instant highlights. I paste in the YouTube video, and it's going to ask me, now it might not be long enough, but it's going to process this. I'm going to say enter. It's going to say get highlights. It's going to ask me if I want to give it instructions. I'm going to definitely say it's under, I don't know, I'll say 30 to 60 seconds. What aspect ratio? So 16 by 9 meaning long, 9 by 6 meaning 9 by 16 meaning story style, I think. So I'm going to say don't enable captions because I'm going to share with you what I do there. All right, so now it's going to go in and create a series of videos for me so you can see, but I want to give you some examples. So I don't know if y'all know, but a TED Talk came out. What? So my TED Talk on Boston, from Boston TEDx came out this week. So this, I thought I actually did the rendering correctly, but I guess I didn't. But anyway, you'll see here. I'm just going to play it.
I got very excited about this because I heard they could basically just ask any question.
I'm not a fan of the audio, but
I used to say that,
anyway.
But I realized.
So I have no
little
idea if
baby
what I'm
tigers
saying
around
is
me.
useful.
You might
I'm talking
remember
about baby
this moment,
tigers.
Your baby
I like
tiger
it.
moment.
There's another one here. Oh my gosh, this is actually a good quote. Let's see.
We are the first generation to teach machines to talk. We might be the last generation that can teach it to listen.
What? That's pretty powerful. Okay, you all maybe didn't hear it, but I'm going to download it so that I have access to it. And so this is, and here's the cool thing is that it doesn't even have to be you. It could be cool people that you like. It could be your mentors. It could be other people's content. And then what you can do is provide, like you can post their content, which they will love you for, and provide your commentary. And your commentary can be, of course, facilitated by AI. But so I used AI in HeyGen to grab a contextual piece of content inside a longer video and give me a few different versions. And it also, if I wanted to, could caption it. These were examples of ones that I had captioned. I'm going to also grab one that I did not caption, which I think was this one. Nope. Oh, that's because this is another podcast I was on, but I think he captioned it and I didn't have a choice for that. Let's see. Oh, this one. So this is an interview that I did at a event at MIT, and it was super exciting. Oh yeah, I love this one. So I'm going to download this, but I did not capture the captions because I want to use a different tool for that. All right. So if you're looking for a tool to cut up existing long form video that you've created, which is like what I'm doing right now, there's a lot of things that I'm saying right now that are not going to be useful, but every so often I'll say a minute worth of stuff worth capturing. And this is AI technology will actually identify the context of what you're saying and capture those moments. I'd say it's about 80% accurate in actually ending the conversation where I want it to. But here's what I have learned. It is a content game right now. So don't get caught up on the perfection of making sure it ends at the end of a sentence. Like just publish it. And at the end, say, if you want the full conversation, contact me, click here, email me, join my list, whatever it is. So it's okay if it's not perfect. It actually might be even more compelling for people to watch. So now I've created, again, for Jay's question on how to create content, this is just one type of content that I create, but I go out, I find videos that I find compelling, I pull them into HeyGen, I cut them up into little pieces, and then I take them and put them into another site called Captions. So there is a website, Captions. It's actually a much better mobile app than it is. Oh goodness, I have to sign in again. I think it's get started. I hope it lets me sign in somehow. Oh, good. It's automatically signing me in. Thank goodness. Yes. Oh, awesome. Okay, great. So I'm going to go into, I think it's Social Studio. Let's see. Get started. I don't know what this is. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Let me go back to projects. Let me go here. I think this is actually the video I did. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so the captions on mobile has a lot more capability than I'll be able to demonstrate for you here, but you'll get the idea. So now what it's going to do is I want to leverage AI to listen to the snippet of content that I've created, and I want AI to identify the appropriate B-roll to add in. And B-roll, for those of you who don't know, is like additional images and things that'll change up so it doesn't just look like Noelle speaking at a conference. It's like Noelle speaking at a conference and then an overlay of like people in a classroom, or if I'm talking about tigers, an overlay of baby tigers, or an overlay of different things. And so I'm leveraging AI to understand the context of a snippet and then add B-roll and captions to help create a little bit more livelihood or liveliness to the content that I'm creating. So let me go ahead and play this for you, though I don't know that you'll hear
Oh my goodness.
the
Well, good. I'll
content.
start with
You'll see
concern.
this is the captions, which I can change, which I often do, where I will say that's probably a little big, but there is the ability over here, you'll see, to actually change the words, the effects. So for example, I might want to use, an emoji on run, and so I can go through and do that. Sometimes I like emojis, some people don't, so it's up to you. But these captions now, I have the ability to change the format. So maybe I want it to look like this. Maybe I want it to look like that. I could even cut it so that the captions change each time. These formats will help engage people, right? Not just give accessibility to your content so people who don't listen, can't listen to it, or don't want to listen to it can just read it. It also creates a more visually engaging experience, and you can design it. And there are lots and lots of different ways to go. We'll go with this one, I guess. Let's see.
On a very large community. It's called I Love AI. But what I've uncovered is that there are.
All right. And so what you'll see here now, let me go in here. Let's see, is that I have the ability to actually go in and drop in other clips. So many of you know when I go to a conference, I'm always taking little mini videos of me walking down the hall, of me doing a boomerang in front of the sign, of me, as soon as I land in a city, I take a picture. So I can overlay or include those in this video if I want to, or I can just ask AI to magically add that content for me. Now I'm going to go back to these templates. And so what you'll see is there's this new capability, and that's what I was trying to show you, because it's on the phone and I can't see it from in here. But there's a new capability that allows me to do, and I'm going to cancel this and go to this and see if I can do, oh, I can't see it from here. Let me go back. See if I can find one that I did this for. I didn't. But I'm going to choose AI. Maybe it's AI Shorts. Let's try it. Ah, yes. Let me go here. I think that was a YouTube link. All right. So I just kicked this off. But these are all AI services that within a couple of clicks, you can create content that's useful, interesting. And what I'm going to encourage you to think about is done is better than perfect. How do you take work you've already done and reuse it? And I have gone back 7, 8 years. My first talk on AI was in 2014, and I did it in Ireland, and it was a good talk. I mean, it looks like it was in 2014, but it was a good talk. It was really funny. So I went back, grabbed that YouTube video and cut it up, added new captions, and it's interesting, like I said, like right now, if you start doing this about the things you're talking about today, you will find 5 years from now, you think we're going to be in flying cars and, hoverboards like in Back to the Future. But 5 years from now, we're going to just be understanding the things that you care about right now. Like the world is a little slow to adopt. So the sooner you get involved, the sooner you start building content, the better. So this is happening. We'll see. We'll come back and see if it works by the end. But I do think that using this tool, this is just one of many, many tools. But I combine Hey Jen snippets from instant highlights with captions on my phone. So while I'm on a plane, it takes me maybe 7 to 10 minutes per video. I can get 7 or 8 videos done in a flight from Fort Lauderdale to Atlanta. And then I add them, and some of you know this platform. Everyone who's in the AI startup accelerator that we run as part of the AI Leadership Institute, when I am inside of this tool, I'm going to go to my company's version. I have the ability to actually use AI to schedule out my marketing calendar, right? So you can see here, I can go in and I can identify that I can publish all the content, then I can put it on a calendar and I can let my social media planner publish it on a schedule consistently. I call this an algorithmic heartbeat. It's extremely important today to have like who you are, what you stand for, what you care about consistently show up in the marketplace. And it's very hard, however, to be like a gerbil in a wheel running around every day trying to post to social media. Like for me, it's extremely draining. So I like to find these tools that shorten the amount of time it takes for me to build good content and then use a tool like this in the Social Planet and Go High Level. I use this tool to actually schedule it all out in about 2.5 hours once a month. I get 30 pieces of content scheduled over 30 days and it just runs on autopilot. So people often ask me like, "Oh my gosh, you're traveling all the time. How do you post on social media so much?" Here's the secret. It's not a secret, but it is intentional. And of course, in order to do this, right? Like, let me just show you. If I create a new post, I can actually leverage AI to help me build it. I'm gonna post it for my Google profile, for example, or maybe I choose LinkedIn. But I'm gonna just say I'm gonna do it for a Google profile. It's gonna ask me, well, what do you wanna post? What do you wanna say? How do you wanna say it? And based on the words that I use, it'll generate a post for me. And lots of tools do this. Like I said, this is just an example. But if you're looking to create content, leverage these AI tools not to help you come up with the idea or come up with what you're going to say. Use these tools to find a way to package it across platforms and scale the distribution. These are really great ways of helping you get your message out there without actually taking away from your voice, taking away from your creativity, but it does take away from the mindless amounts of minutes you'll spend just trying to glue it all together and get it into the world. This will accelerate that. I will say though, you do have to be willing to like, you have to be willing not to just say go, to just hit the button, to just publish it and not be worried, right? You're going to publish in your lifetime probably hundreds of thousands, let's even call it 10,000 times, right? So the one post you do today, 3 years from now, you're going to forget that you even did it. But if you don't do it today, you never get to 3 years from now, right? So it's really important to just start building content and publishing it. Hopefully that's helpful. Another person had a question. This was Riaz. They, I think, joined the community yesterday. They had a question. Their question when they joined, their number one question was around monetizing AI literacy. And so I've given this advice before. This is our free community. Of course, this is exactly one of the main tenets of the AI Leadership Institute is to help you become a AI leader so that you can then educate others and maybe even build a practice or a company that does that work. But just to give you a sense of what monetization could look like, I have probably 5 different ways that I monetize my work. I'm going to share it with you very quickly, but it'll be available on replay. I'm going to take you through a collection of these resources. So, actually, let me go back real quick. Let me make sure. Here we go. Hold on. I'm going to go back really quick and see where you all are. So I have an idea. There we go. Hold on. Let's see here. There's a format that I think I can use so that you could see both options. Oh, that's good. Okay. Hopefully the resolution is not terrible also. Let me see here. So now I'm going to, I think I can do both. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Let me try. I feel like I could do both at the same time. Like make me dual mode. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I found it. All right, here we go. Picture in picture. All right, let's see if this works. All right, and so now, oh well, I can't do it. I'm learning a new tool. I'm just gonna learn on the fly. I just think I'm trying to demonstrate good examples here. All right, here we go. I almost see an option for me to maybe show myself at the same time. I can't do it. All right, so you'll just have to listen to my words while I show you how to actually use this tool. Here we go. Oh no, let me see. I'm just checking a couple more options. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, nope, that's picture in picture. My bad. Oh, but maybe that could be me. Okay, no, no, that's not it. All right, I'm going back to work. Back to work. Okay, so the next thing I want to share with you is monetization strategies. So there are, if you have anything that you can teach, and I would dare I say, all of you have something that you can teach someone else. And I specifically mean someone who is exactly like you, but 5 months ago, 5 years ago, you know, 5 days ago. You've learned things every day. You learn something new. Every day I learn something new. So you all are me 5 minutes ago, right? Like, so when I learn something new, I'm immediately thinking of you as my community members to go, oh, I just learned this. I want to teach it to you. Now, some of these things I learned a long time ago, and this I think is true for most of us. We learn things and they become so inherent in the way we do things that we don't even realize that they're unique. We don't even know that we're doing them. It's kind of, second nature. So I'm going to encourage you to do a couple things. So first, you'll see right now I'm in a platform called School. And so this is one option, is that you can go in, and I'm actually going to go back here and switch to I Love AI, which is our school, so you can see it. So you'll see when you're in this page, you'll see invite people here. You have the ability to create a school and then have other people invite people to their school, and you can actually create an affiliate program. The nice thing about this platform is that you can create a school and you can charge people to join your school. So not only can you charge them to take a class in school, as our AI leadership members have done. However, I don't just teach one class like most schools because I'm a overachiever. We have 3 classes and a platform and live learning labs and weekly calls. So we have a lot of stuff that we're doing, but I love it. It's like the joy that it doesn't feel like work to me. And that's what I think is available for those of you, that have questions like this, like Riaz's question, monetizing AI literacy. You can create an environment, create a community of people who are just, similar to you, who will resonate with your lived experience, with your challenges, with the story arc that you've been on, right? The hardship that you encountered, but also the revelation and the realization that you have had. I always say I don't like to kind of sell the messy part. I don't like to sell people on the misery. I like to sell them on the happy ending, but misery is usually a component of that, like, happy ending, of that outcome. And so you can definitely create a school. You can do that. As a matter of fact, all of you in the classroom, there is a link in our onboarding that allows you to use this link right here to create your very own school. We have 4 members of our community that have gone and created their own schools. And the benefit is that you can either charge for your community, or like me, you can make the community free and then just host a class and charge them $97 for a class, or charge $47 or $7. That's kind of like why I like going and discovering communities. Because if you go through and look through these communities, this is what I do. Like, just type in AI or learn AI for business, right? You can just see all the people. And I will just tell you, there's not a lot of, diversity in this. However, notice some of these, like 7,500 members, right? 1.3. I mean, we're at 1.7, almost 1.8 members, so I'm very proud of that. But like 5,100 members, 500 members. Like, it's more about what is your message, and what is the literacy you're offering in what specific category. And there are hundreds, easily hundreds, if not thousands of people that are looking for help in that specific area. Generalization is kind of, 2022. After ChatGPT, we now have the ability, it's actually part of my POET framework, right? The POET framework stands for precision, optimization, ethics, and trust. And that very first one is precision, which means that we have a responsibility to create precise, very precision focused solutions for people. And so if you're going to build a literacy platform, I love the idea of school, because you can target people that are very specific to the problem you solve. You might be doing AI literacy for chief revenue officers of public healthcare companies, right? Very, very specific. The more specific, the better. And also, the more specific, the higher amount of money you can generate. Other opportunities for monetizing literacy, things that I have used myself. One, I was an early member of a website called TopMate. Anyone can create a site here. You'll notice here, oh, I'm in the top 5% of members, so that's awesome. So you can come here and you can create your own profile. And so Sherilyn maybe, or someone can put in the link for people in the Zoom. But you can come here and you can actually see like what this you could of course you could see like I have I don't know if I have one. Oh yeah, I have one-on-one calls. So some of you, many of you have probably, been asked, or maybe you ask other people, hey, can you pick my brain? Or, like, hey, can I just pick your brain for 15 minutes? Would you mind? I used to get hundreds of these requests of random people that I don't know just being like, hey, can I pick your brain? And I was like, huh, I don't have time for all that. But what my husband said to me, he's like, I mean, you'd make time if someone was paying you. And I was like, you're right. You're right, I would. But at the same time, I was like, a lot of these people are students and young professionals. So I wanted to create a tiered approach to being able to get time with me, especially one-on-one. I'm fast approaching a time where I just can't do one-on-ones anymore because I just have some of you all can imagine, right? But I want to be able to make time for the right audience. Like if I'm talking to a student who's looking for inspiration, I want to inspire them. If I'm talking to someone, who's an executive at a big company and they need a little bit of advice and maybe I become a client, they become one of my clients in the future, I want to make time for that. So this allows you to set up your own platform, right? I have digital products that you can purchase. I have exclusive content, which is basically a replay of a talk that I did that was private and nobody saw it. Nobody got a chance to see it, but members of that audience. But if you come here, you actually can buy it. So again, I'm not looking for you to go here and purchase any of this. If you could become a member of the Institute for a lot less and get all of this content. But it gives you a way of creating content and monetizing it, even ever so slightly. Another platform that I use that's more for monetizing conversations with me as a service. So this is advisory level, is called intro.co. And this is Noelle Russell is my profile. And I'll go to the homepage, but you can see here, my price is a little higher because in this case, you get a 15-minute conversation for $150. And most people want, half an hour or 45 minutes. But the benefit of this is that it's a video call, number one, but also in these calls, I'm taking notes and I deliver like a tangible outcome as a result of these calls. So whatever question it is, I'm going to build you out a roadmap, build you out a plan, something that's going to be tangibly valuable. And everyone who's had a call with me on this platform has been very happy with those results. But I do recognize like there's a value ratio, right? Like if somebody's going to pay me a certain amount of money, I want to give them 10x value. So I want to do something that might be worth $1,000 if they're going to pay me 150. And that's usually why I try to think in my mind, what might that look like? Maybe it's a blueprint, maybe it's a checklist. And all of us, like we might not have written them down, but all of us have gone through these checklists in the work we do every day, right? Like at some point in our career, like for me, I was a technical program manager on Alexa. There are so many things that I did to validate the efficacy of a project before it went to production. And I would do it in my head, like just as part of my work. And when I left Amazon, I was like, and I went to a new company, Microsoft, I was like, oh, they don't do those things here. So now that became hugely valuable. And now I realize that checklist in general is a super valuable part of what I can offer people who are willing to transact with me. So these are things you're going to want to think about. What are questions that you answer so easily, but not everyone else can because they don't have your lived experience. They don't have your experience at all. So I showed you school. That's one way to monetize. I showed you TopMate. I showed you intro. I'm trying to think if there's another. Oh, there's another one. I don't use this one, but good friends of mine do. What is it called? Gumroad. Do y'all know this one? Gumroad is another one, another platform where you could just build a website and host content and then drive traffic to that content and people will pay you for it. I don't use this because I think I got involved with these other platforms first, but I just want to give you, additional options to go along with that. All right. I want to make time for us to break out into some small groups. But the last question that I got was from Andy. I actually just met him. I think it was even yesterday. Andy had a question on how do you become an AI solutions architect? And so I wanted to answer that, number one, because we do have an AI solutions architect class coming up, but also because I do have a guide, 21 laws of AI solution architecture. I'm hoping that it'll just come up here. Oh boy. Oh goodness, AI. Let's see, there it is. Yay. All right. So I'll show it to you here. This is the landing page, but it's basically an ebook that I wrote. It started off as just one sentence per law. But this is it's kind of a do-it-yourself guide to becoming an AI solutions architect. However, for those of you who are looking for a done with you approach where I coach you and partner with you every day for 5 days, we are actually launching a new cohort in, I think it might end up being in September now, because of some changes that have happened. But the cohort is fast approaching. And so if you go, I'll go ahead and I don't know if we might already have this link available. Sherilyn might have put it in, but I'm going to copy it anyway and put it in the chat for you all. But that will give you, that will give you a chance to kind of take a look at. I don't know how to get back to my thing. So hopefully Sherilyn found it and put it in the chat. But this link will give you access to an immediate download of that PDF. And it's, I mean, I finished it and I was like, it's a good reminder to myself because 21, I always say, I have 21 plates spinning when I'm trying to deliver excellence on an AI solution design project. When a company has come and asked me, which I'm in a project right now, a company has come and asked me to help them build out their AI solution. So I'm literally doing all these things at the same time. I'm technically understanding what tools and capabilities are available, but I'm also selling them on the art of the possible of what they can build while infusing responsible and ethical practices in the work that I do. And that's pretty much the gist of this class that we're teaching, but also of this book. But this, I think, is another way of just realizing that a lot of companies are going to need help in this. Anyone can go and use ChatGPT. Anyone can create an MVP or a minimum viable product, but very few people know how to piece together business value tied to an agentic solution that matches that value proposition. And I think that for a very specific niche, each one of you listening to this can answer a very specific question in the mind of a very specific customer and design solutions that will generate success for them. And in that conversation is a financial opportunity. And that is, I think, the future. I think all of us have a very unique approach based on our lived experience, on project work we've done, on companies we've worked with that we can use to help companies grow and scale with AI. And that is why I wrote this book. And that kind of dovetails also into that other question that Riaz asked about monetizing, because this is a lead magnet for the AI solutions architecture class. So I wrote this book in order to encourage people to sign up for the waitlist for my class on Maven. And I guess, that's a good point. I will go to Maven. Maven is a great place to monetize your content, right? And so I host a lot of classes on Maven because they've got a great audience, and that they allow me to test out content. As a matter of fact, next Wednesday we are doing, let me go and look here. We are doing what they call a lightning lesson. So let me go to this one. So in this is an example of the class. So we have a lightning lesson scheduled for, and we have 42 people scheduled to come. So that's pretty cool. But y'all are welcome to come as well. We can send you the link in the chat if you want to come. But this allows me to do a 30-minute session, and Maven's going to promote it to their audience. And then in this 30 minutes, my job is to not only teach you something hugely valuable about becoming an AI solutions architect, but also encourage you, if you want to dive deeper by taking my course. So leading with value. So even if you don't take my course, you walk away going, man, that's awesome. But if you want to move forward, you have a place to go that you can trust. I think that is a big part. So thanks to everyone who is nice enough to answer these questions. I will tell you that no one's in the group that did that answer. If you answered the question, that's how you got into the group. I don't usually let people into the group who don't answer the question, what they're trying to do, what they're trying to learn. So thank you all for that. I do want to give you a quick update on this week before we jump into our breakout sessions. I was at Mind Valley online on Sunday last week, and that was super exciting. It was 120,000 people registered for that event. About 30,000 people showed up online, maybe 50,000. I can't remember, but it was a smaller number than how many registered, but a crazy big number for online and Zoom. I got a chance to deliver my session, but I also got a chance to also deliver a demo that I recorded after the fact. Really fun. Mind Valley is known for personal development, and what they're realizing is that there's a very tight correlation between personal development and self-awareness and learning to prompt AI machines successfully and correctly. And they're leaning into how do we help people who are on that personal development journey of self awareness also become really great prompt engineers for companies more broadly. And I think it's a really interesting niche and something that I'm passionate about. I'm very big on self awareness and meditation and mindfulness and growing my own internal, personal development style. So I'm really excited for that. I will also now be traveling to Amsterdam for Mind Valley U, which happens in just a week or two. So that's exciting. And I'll also be in China for my, it's called the $1 Million Roundtable for Financial Service Advisors. I will be speaking to 10,000 financial service advisors at that conference in China, in Macau, at the end of the month. So super exciting stuff coming up. However, a couple days ago, I mean yesterday, yesterday I was at ChannelCom, which is all about the channel, how companies leverage the distribution channels to get access to technology resources. And it was mostly MSPs in the audience, managed service providers. And it was such a beautiful, amazing experience. I got a chance to talk to them about AI and my vision for how AI will become a managed service over the next 3 to 5 years. And the technology, or the way I spoke about that was through an acronym. I shared this with my AI Leadership Institute people earlier today, that there's going to be a requirement over time, long-term managed service approach around managing how these AI models, like managing their security, managing their way of supporting accuracy and ensuring their models stay accurate over time, managing trust and making sure that those models remain trustworthy, not only to the company, to the employees, but also to their clients. And I think all of those in one, I call it SAT, security, accuracy, and trust. When those two things come together, that's going to be something that people are going to need long-term service care for, right? When they adopt a baby tiger, a model into their company, they're going to need someone who's going to constantly be monitoring. Is it secure? Is it accurate? Is it still trustworthy? Is it doing good things? Is it harming anyone? We call it AI red teaming. Someone's going to need to do that work long-term, like take care of that tiger indefinitely. And I think that's some of the work that, our membership, our AI Leadership Institute members are well equipped to do, and maybe even some of you as well. But it's going to be a really interesting time as these companies realize they don't want necessarily their core competency and their core humans to be focused on traditional routine maintenance of these models at scale over time. So I think it's something to think about. But one thing I think maybe I want to go back to is content creation. So I just shared with you one of lots of different ways to create content. I know we have lots of content creators here on the call today. I would really be interested in understanding a little bit more about how you all are leveraging AI in content creation. This is specifically to answer Jay's question from our community, but I would love for us to break out for just, I don't know, 5-10 minutes and have a discussion amongst ourselves. If you have to go, totally get it. But usually right now is when we break out and just get to know each other a little bit. We also encourage you to use this time to practice talking about who you are and what you do. We call it an I help statement. We're actually working on a fun project in the AI Leadership Institute for this, so I'll share with you that next time. But today, if you're here in the Zoom, I'm going to encourage you when you break out into this group that you use this as an opportunity to hopefully just share like who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And we try to do that in less than a minute, like maybe a minute and 30 seconds, right? I'm Noelle and I help, people in career transition learn the art of the possible with artificial intelligence. And I do that through the AI Leadership Institute and our I Love AI community, right? See how quick that is? And the idea is that if you're trying to learn AI, if you're in career, if you're in transition in your career, if you are, interested in community, you hear that 1 minute intro, or in my case, I think it was like 20 seconds. You hear a 20-second intro that says those things. You're going to lean in and go, wait, what were you saying about career transition? Oh, you have a community? I want to know about your community, right? We want to say something super short, but something that if you're my person, you're going to lean in and maybe even message me and be like, hey, I heard what you said. Can we be friends? And that's the goal. And so every week you get a chance to practice that statement in these calls. So let me go ahead and See if I can get back to my Zoom message. Yay, I found it. Yay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Awesome. Oh, yay. Thank you for that. Okay. So I'm going to break us up into a couple of rooms here just to have a quick conversation. If you got to drop, no worries. Better to drop before we break out though. So bye. Only because I might put you in a room with someone and then they're all by them. They're lonesome. So I'm going to do this. Let's see. I'll create a few rooms. I'm going to say create. I'm going to try and move all of our bots somewhere else. I'm going to move you all into room 2. I'm going to move you into room 3. All right, move you. All right, so I'm going to give us, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes. You'll see a 2-minute warning giving the person who has not had a chance to share a chance to share. If you finish early, just head on back to the room. Yeah, just talk about how you're creating content or how you want to create content, what you're struggling with. And if any of you want to think about maybe sharing what you're doing and learning, or maybe what you've done as a group in your conversations, if you want to share that back out with us, that would be amazing. While you're in your groups, I will be stopping the live stream. So when you come back, we won't be live streaming, so you can share openly with what you've discussed in your groups without worrying that all of LinkedIn is watching. All right, I'm going to open the rooms now. Click on the button, have a fun conversation, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Hello, everyone. So good to see you. Just so you know, I am just sending them a broadcast message, and then I'll talk to y'all for a second. Introduce yourself and talk about. I like talking, smiley face. I like talking about, like, inviting people to talk about what they're doing in content creation, because I think so many of us use AI very, very differently. I mean, even what I say, I'm giving you very specific things that I do, but there are probably 100, maybe more ways to do what I do with different tools. I try to avoid AI overwhelm by not picking up the latest tool right away. Now, granted, I will tell you that I did. Oh, you know what? Oh, let me see here. Oh, I don't know how to do. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna try this. No, I can't. Oh, oh, what? I could look. I could zoom in. All right, I'm just playing around. Sorry, but I will figure out the scene so I can, like, have my face next to what screen I'm sharing. But when I create content, like, it's when I get a note, for example, from Chat GPT saying, "Hey, we just unlocked agent mode," I'm there. Like squirrel. I'm using that tool. However, and I did do a video on agent mode. I'll do another one today on how I'm leveraging agent mode. But I think it's important to kind of pick a few tools and remember the outcome you're trying to get to. So my outcome is to generate content. I actually have a very specific cadence of content I'm trying to get into the world, and it's multiple posts a day, right? I think it's something like, I mean, it's different cadences for different platforms, but I have like 3 posts that go to Instagram, 3 posts that go to LinkedIn, 2 that go to Facebook, Instagram stories. So I try to do at least 3 a day. And then I have Twitter, or X. Then I have Blue Sky, right? And I'm doing 1 a day on each of those platforms. Some is the same content going everywhere. Some are individualized. So I need help with AI to help me standardize how I create that content. And so I just pick tools that help me do that. And over time, sometimes those tools become quote unquote old. But if they work for me, then I'm going to stick with them, right? If I keep changing tools, and actually I learned this from a marketer, his name's Alex Hermosi. He was like, when you are looking at, like, you've got a process that's working and it's generating a certain outcome, which is very important to me, like this metric driven, validated outcome, you really need to examine the cost of moving to a new tool. And typically, the cost to moving to a new tool, if you're like looking at this baseline, is that when you move to a new tool, your productivity is going to go down. And typically, it's going to go down by about 20%. And the reason for that is because you don't know how to use it. You have to figure it out, right? Like Ecamm, I'm using that right now. I still don't know how it works exactly, but I'm using it right now. But it hurt me a little bit because I couldn't just get into the vibe of my call. Like I have to like mess around with this technology, but it's worth it to me. That 20% dip is worth it to me because the overarching production value will be so much higher. But I had to be intentional about that. Like I'm not just going to go and take a 20% cut in my ability to produce an outcome for any new tool that hits the market. I want to investigate it enough to go, is it worth that dip? And for most of us, it's not, right? Like most of us, if we're going to go from, using HeyGen to Opus Video or whatever, like if we're going to make changes, it really needs to be thought through to make sure that we're not making that change out of sheer, shiny button syndrome? Or are there enough, like it would have to give me 120% more value for it to be worthwhile, as opposed to just sticking with what's working now with zero, delay, with zero drop in my ability to actually do what I'm trying to do. So we have fun every single week on these calls. These Zoom calls are really exciting because we get to hop on a Zoom and talk to each other, realize we're not alone in this journey. And if you ever want to become part of it, you can actually join us. It is easy to find me. My name is Noelle Russell. So you can just go to noelle.ai, Noelle.ai. Don't forget, today is the last day that you will have a chance to join us in the AI Leadership Institute for a 60% discount on the year. It's crazy. It's the lowest price we ever offer it. You'll see some discounts as we go into Christmas, but nothing is going to be like this because this is our 10-year anniversary. And so today's the day. I hope you take advantage of it. If not, that's okay. It's 100% worth its typical price. We launch 3 certifications every single year: the AI Solutions Architect certification, the Responsible AI Leader certification, and the Agentic AI Practitioner certification. And all of them are fingers on keyboard, learn by doing, show don't tell type certifications. So these are not like you watch a bunch of videos and you get a certification. These are fingers on keyboard. You have to build a solution and then do a video that shows you using that solution in order to get certified. And in my opinion, that is the best way to learn, is to actually build something. And then most importantly, learn how to share what you have built, learn how to talk about what you've built, and even more importantly, teach others what you have learned in the process. And that's what we do here at the AI Leadership Institute. This is our professional side of our business. If you own a company or you have a team and you want us to come and do workshops for you, we also have a catalog of services. They're available in my LinkedIn profile. You can go to our services section and see it there. But also pretty easy to find, ai.aileadershipinstitute.com/catalog, and you can find it there as well. So super exciting. Thanks for being here with us. I'm going to give these people another 4 minutes to have a conversation amongst themselves. But for today, thanks for joining us live. And if you want to join us on the Zoom, again, just reach out to us. You can join us anytime at Noelle, Noelle.ai. And we'll see you then. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend, because today's my Friday. All right. We'll see you later. Bye.